I knew something was wrong the moment I walked into the banquet hall. Too many eyes, too many whispers, and my sister, Lila, glowing, smug, hands folded over her pregnant belly like she owned the room. I should have turned around, but grief had taught me to hold still, to breathe through storms, to let them show their teeth before I showed mine. So I stayed, and when she tapped her glass and said, "I have a special announcement about the father of my baby," I felt the floor tilt beneath me, but I didn't blink. Not when she lifted her chin. Not when she looked straight at me. Not when she said my late husband's name. Once, Lila was the sister I trusted with everything. My secrets, my fears, even him, Daniel. She was there the day I introduced them. She hugged me afterward, whispered, "He looks at you like you hung the moon." I believed her. I believed everything back then. And Daniel, he loved me quietly, solidly, the kind of love that settles into the bones. Which is why his car accident shattered me so completely. Which is why I didn't see the cracks forming anywhere else. The signs were soft at first. A deleted text thread on his old tablet. A receipt for a hotel we'd never stayed at. Lila crying in the bathroom on Thanksgiving, saying she was fine. Eyes too wide, too red. I didn't jump to conclusions. Quiet women have that advantage. People mistake silence for softness. Then the evidence arrived in the form of a forgotten Dropbox autosync. Photos, messages, a timeline that lined up too neatly. My sister, my husband, a secret carved into the last year of his life. The heartbreak came, but it didn't scream. It simply hardened, sharpened, waited. I didn't confront her, didn't throw anything, didn't crumble. I studied dates, actions, patterns, and one discovery changed everything. Daniel had updated his will 6 months before he died. No one knew he'd done it, except me, because the lawyer called. His assets, my inheritance, everything was safeguarded under a clause tied to infidelity. Not mine, his. If he had fathered a child outside our marriage, the estate would bypass the child and the mistress entirely and remain solely with the spouse. Irony. Brutal, clinical irony. I didn't plan revenge out of emotion. I planned it because truth tastes better served cold. So I gathered proof, requested paternity tests behind her back, hired a private investigator to confirm conception dates. And then, something else surfaced. The baby wasn't Daniel's. Not even close. But my sister didn't know that. I had everything printed, neatly tabbed, chronologically arranged. Legal confirmations, DNA reports, Daniel's will, all wrapped in a quiet little folder with her name embossed on it. I waited, let her invite me to that baby shower with her pastel lies and shaky confidence. I knew what she was going to attempt. Manipulators are predictable when they think they're finally winning. So I smiled, brought a gift bag like everyone else, sat through her little performance. And when she announced that my husband was her baby's father, claiming she deserved half of what he left behind, the room gasped. Our mother covered her mouth. Our father went rigid. Lila stared at me, triumphant, breathing hard, as if she expected me to scream, faint, beg. Instead, I stood slowly. I pulled out the folder, set it gently on the table like an offering. "Before you continue," I said, my voice steady enough to cut glass, "you should read everything, thoroughly." She frowned, opened the folder, and her lips began to tremble as she moved through the documents. First, the affair timeline. Then, the paternity test with another man's name, her coworker, married, 2 children. Then, Daniel's updated will and the infidelity clause, which technically protected me from losing a single cent even if her lie had been true. But the final document? That was the one that made her knees buckle. It was the letter from Daniel himself, dated months before he died, confronting her after she confessed the affair to him but begging him to keep it secret from me. He had written, "I won't let her pain be your shield. I'm ending this." Her face drained, then collapsed entirely. The room fell silent. Our parents stared at her like they didn't recognize the woman in front of them. My father spoke first. "Lila, what have you done?" She sobbed something incoherent, But I didn't stay to interpret. I simply said, "You wanted the truth. Now everyone has it." They're not speaking to her now. Not after everything that came out. The affair, the lies, the attempted extortion, the fabricated paternity story meant to tear open my grief for her financial gain. Sometimes I hear she's still trying to spin new versions of the story. Blaming stress. Blaming hormones. Blaming Daniel. He's conveniently silent now. But the truth is loud. And permanent. And written in her own handwriting. As for me, I sleep better. Not because I won. But because she finally stopped taking from me. Silence is a strange kind of victory. It doesn't roar. It settles. And when the dust clears, all that's left is the truth. And the people who can live with it.